Hello everyone, it is your buddy and your pal, Aewch, back again with What You Been Playing. I don't know why it comes out semi-professional when I do this, but it just does, so the timing is just as so. Cue the music, dark and spooky if you got it. That'll work. I've said it before on previous incarnations, but I'm not a big fear/scary guy. But I understand why people are. They love that adrenaline hit from really messing up their fight or flight response, I guess. These are also the same kind of people when watching a movie that would just go, oh, that would never happen to me. It's like, A, it's a story. It has to be written like that, or else there's no point. And B, really? You wouldn't get caught by the mad scientist who's way smarter than you, Bulk? Honestly? Well, thanks to our friends, video games, we get to test out Mr. No Fear's self-confidence as we take a look at today's game, Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight is a 4v1 asymmetrical multiplayer experience set in most horror tropes and stereotypes. 4 survivors try to escape from a killer who's trying to sacrifice them to something called the entity. Why, that's just vague enough to work. As a survivor, which calling them that is being really generous, your goal is to repair 5 generators, then escape from the powered-on gates. Think of it as if you were a bunch of roadies trying to get an 80s hair band out of the amphitheater on time. The killer's goal, wild guess, is to sacrifice all the survivors by knocking them down, carrying them like firewood, and then placing them on hooks for sacrifice. Seems like an extra step than just killing them, but they aren't known for taking criticism well, so let them do their plan. Like a lot of multiplayer games, you can set up characters with perks, items, and the like with the system known as the Blood Web. Each match on either side earns you blood points, which acts as the currency for the Blood Web. The whole deal with the Blood Web is that it's procedurally generated, aka random as all hell, so you might get a lot of consumables or a lot of perks that are useless for you. You never really know until you spend the points. Plus, deeper into the Blood Web you get, the entity starts eating, or whatever it does, the perks and the stuff you don't choose. It's certainly a more interesting system than just giving you everything as you level up, becoming basically a super soldier just without the serum. Between the two sides, I way prefer being the killer. It's solo play, it's got a thrill of the hunt kind of feeling. I'm not gonna say wish fulfillment, that's a little creepy. But there certainly is an interesting gameplay experience on this side. Being a survivor, however, is just plain not fun. The gameplay is based around 2 things, stealth and quick-time events, and I ain't a fan of either. Everything a survivor can do is based around watching a slow-moving bar fill up. Not super exciting gameplay. And in theory, if we're talking about just surviving the trial, technically you can just hide in the cabinet and wait until the solo hatch opens up. Again, not a Twitch streamer I would watch. For a game that came out in 2016, amazingly enough, the team has been supporting it throughout its life cycle, having a huge amount of DLC and add-ons, including licensed horror icons. You have some big names here. Freddy, Michael Myers, Leatherface, Ghostface, the Demogorgon, the Pig from Saw, the... What? Pig from Saw? Really? Okay, I guess that's a thing. Along with the big names of screen terror, they also have quite a few original characters that fit the bill. Not to pull a Crypt Keeper-esque pun, but there's a creepy clown I'm dying to try out. I mean, every happy clown is about 3 missed showers away from becoming a creepy clown. The good thing is, all of these characters can be purchased with in-game currency earned through gameplay. It's a lot of gameplay to do so, but it is an available option to counter shelling out $8. So, with the setting, the tone, the mood, the aesthetics of the game, we have the horror sizzle. When it comes to the gameplay steak, it's edible, but you think you could have done it better. This is my view, but the game could be considered a little clunky. I mean, when all of the killers are basically melee character builds from Fallout 4, you really gotta make sure the swing feels right. You would think depth perception would be key number 1 on the things to look at list. And then there's this weird experience, it happens a lot. Whenever I play killer, almost every single time when I'm chasing a survivor, we get to this little thing where they're vaulting over one part on the other side, but I don't follow. I'm distance enough so I can just keep on following them. It's this weird ring around the rosy thing. It happens every match. And it stays there longer than expected either. It's not a bug or anything, but it somehow happens a lot. Then you have the weird struggle of not being a super popular online game. A real weakness is that every trial is a mandatory 4v1, meaning you may be waiting in a lobby for quite a while until you get that 4th player. And then somehow you get this lobby full of the same survivor, someone drops out, thus repeating the process over. It's definitely not a Call of Duty situation where half of the lobby drops out and the game just goes, screw it, 3 for 3, go for it. And then, in a weird sort of way, even though it's rated M, there isn't too much that really pushes it deep into that territory. I mean, you have some blood splatter, and you have some pretty scary imagery, but in terms of true gore, nothing's really a level of Doom glory kills or anything like that. When you hook someone, the hook just kind of goes through the character model. There's no real splash zone or anything like that. And even then, just hitting the survivor down, it moves so fast, nothing is really that noticeable. I like to pretend the killer is just a really intense cosplayer, and all his weapons are just foam replicas so they don't get in trouble at conventions. Overall, I find myself somewhat split on Dead by Daylight. Honestly, I do enjoy the killer side, where there's a form of entertainment in the chase, the hunt. That I really enjoy. Please don't judge me. But the survivor, not so much. Like, I got lucky in the gameplay by actually winning one, but trust me, I'm usually the first one eliminated. Does that mean I should really recommend a game I only like 50% of the time? And then, if you just take away the favoritism of either side, you have a multiplayer experience that does fill a niche, but without a really deep storyline or anything like that. You're done after maybe 30 minutes just to get the daily play XP. I wouldn't say this would go into your regular rotation of games, but for deep dish horror fans, there are some nerve tingles that hits just right. And that's going to be it for the episode. Everybody follow me on Twitter at JustAewch, capital J-U-S-T, capital A-E-W-C-H. Check out the blog aewchspeaks.wordpress.com. Send me an email, aewch64@gmail.com. And of course, the music provided by the Bass Rebels. Copyright free stuff you can use. They kind of go all over the map sometimes, but it's good stuff. Find them at bassrebels.co.uk. Until next time, everybody, this was Aewch, hoping you have a better day than I do. Bye-bye, everybody.